Hello, stranger. It's been a minute.
Hi guys, what's happening? Welcome to another video. My name is Mo, the one and only, and I'm so excited to speak to you today. If this is your first time watching my vlog, my video, thank you for watching. After this video, go and watch another one and watch another one. But if this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. You know that, yeah, I got you. All right, so today is a very interesting video. We're going to be talking about my many firsts. Yes, including that one that you want to know about. Yes, I'm going to be talking about it. So just stay and watch so you don't miss it. Right? Are you ready? You ready? Okay, let's just get right into it. What was your first car? My first car is still the car that I currently drive. It's a Toyota Camry. I got it in 2021. Now I'm a badass driver. I used to struggle road with molwes and downforce. I don't used to agree. Yeah, so that was my first car. That is my first car. Who was the first person who you cared more about their well-being than your own? It would be my parents. Till now, I really don't like hearing that my parents are down. I always like to just ensure or hear that they're doing well. It gives me great joy. So it will be my parents. After my parents, before now, guys, I used to put people before me, and they used to judge me. They used to chop my eye, but not anymore. I mean, I still care about people, but it's this girl first. Next up, when was your first public speaking success? My first public speaking success, I do not remember the year, but it was a conference called the Joyed Up Conference. It's hosted by my friend Bolu, and he had been graceful or gracious enough to allow me speak at his event. And yes, it was a success. When was the first time you got stitches? Pass. I don't remember. When was the first time you stayed up all night and watched the sunrise? I've not do that. Maybe sometime soon, but as at now, I've not do that. What was the first thing you learned to cook? The first thing I learned to cook was Indomie. Indomie. You are guilty too. All of us are guilty. Is Indomie or egg or plantain. But for me, it was Indomie. What was your first paying job? My first paying job was, I don't know if it's a job, but I had to survive. At some point, I started to stone fabrics. So Ankara fabrics, I'll embellish, that's what it's called. I'll put stones on it. And that was my first paying job. I think they paid me for 5 Ankara. That time I slept at 4 a.m. in the morning. I started studying around 9 p.m. and I didn't sleep until 4 a.m. in the morning, and I was paid 12K for that job. When was the first time you flew on an airplane? The first time I flew on an airplane was in 2019. Was it 19 or 18? I think it was 2018, and it was a local flight to Iyo. What was the first concert you went to see? Skip. I don't remember. What was your first bike like? Skip. I've never owned a bike. When was the first time you shot a gun? Me gun. I didn't own it. I didn't own a gun, but I really want to try. You know that place people go to shoot guns. Yeah, I want to actually go there to see what it's like. When was the first time you moved houses? The first time I moved houses was 4 years ago from now. That was please do the math. 22, 21, 20, 2019. Yeah, 2019. Yeah, 2019 was the first time I moved houses. When was the first time you threw a punch? The first time I threw a punch was in secondary school. This girl had pissed me off. Yo, guys, she had pissed me off so much. I don't even know if it was a punch or it was a slap. Or it was a slap that looks like a punch. I shouted that I threw something, and the girl started to bleed. And they carry us to senior boarding house mistress, and I saw punishment. But yeah, that was the first time in secondary school. What was the first professional sporting event pass? When was the first time you realized you are good at your job? The first time I realized I was good at my job would be in 2019. The job I'm currently at, it gave me the chance, the opportunity to shine. I really did well in a lot of jobs and projects. So it kind of just affirmed, it kind of made me confident in the fact that this girl, she's an asset, you know. Yeah, that was it. When was your first regrettable hairstyle? I don't remember. When was your first business venture? I don't remember the year. How old were you when you first left home? Left home will be what? When I run away from my house. The year I ran away from my house literally was 2015. Moved to Lagos, and yeah, that was it. I went to boarding house, so if that counts, that was in 2008. Was it? No, 2002. 2002 was the first time I left the house. Went to a boarding house, and then I schooled in Ekiti State as well. So I've left my house plenty times, but the one time that I ran, I had not go back. Was in 2015. I'm a visitor in my house now, so that's what I mean. How old were you? Okay, this question, how old were you when you had your first kiss? I'm pushing it till the end, so wait and watch. When was the first time you went fishing? Me, you love fishing. I've never gone fishing. How old were you when you got your first computer? I don't remember. When was the first time you stood up for yourself? That was at secondary school. Yes, it was that same punch there. That one. That was the first time I stood up for myself. When was the first big ticket item you purchased? I don't remember. When was the first book that made you cry? Books have not made me cry yet. Movies have made me cry. Why did you break up with your first boyfriend and girlfriend? It wasn't like I broke up. I was served breakfast. Yeah. And that's why we stopped talking. Or that's why we went our separate ways. He got married while we're dating. And yeah, moving on. What was the first thing you ever won? I can't remember. Who was your first best friend? My first best friend is still my best friend now. Her name is Maria. She's a coconut head. Yeah, that's it. When was the first time you let a friend down? So this is a relative question because moving on. I don't want to go there. Do you believe in love at first sight? Before now, I used to. Right now, I actually do not. I believe love is not something that you experience bam like that. Love is something that you balance into your relationship, right? You can see somebody and like the person at first and have interest in the person, and then you now decide to spend more time with this person, and then because you have spent time with this person and you've understood this person to an extent, then love starts to grow. But I don't think it is love at first sight. It's okay to like at first sight, but not love at first sight, right? Experience that make me to be talking like this. But yeah, when was the first Christmas you realized that Santa Claus was not real? I don't remember, but yeah, that was interesting. That's an interesting question. When was your first trip to Las Vegas? Pass. Never been there. When was the first time people looked at you in a crisis? Looked to you in a crisis? Pass. When was the first time you realized that you were smarter than your parents? Pass. Who was your first sweetheart that you took home to meet your parents? My first sweetheart that I took home to meet my parents is currently my boyfriend, and we're together, and to God be the glory. Moving on. When was the first time you realized that you were in way over your head? Pass. What was your first phone number? My first phone number is what I currently use. 0706561 something. Okay. What was your first time in the hospital? I've gone for checkups and stuff, but God has been very gracious to me. I've not had to stay in the hospital. So yeah. When was the first time you finished something really big? I can't remember exactly, but I've been able to finish a couple of projects and I'm thankful for that. Moving on. When was the first time you took responsibility for someone else's mistake? Moving on. When was the first time you saw the ocean? I can't remember the year. How old were you when you first drank alcohol? How old was I when I first drank alcohol? It didn't take from now, but I can't remember the exact year. Who was the first person you had a crush on? Moving on. Who was the first person you voted for? The first person I voted for was Buhari. Buhari. Yeah. What was your first email address? My first email address was mimirap2002 at yahoo.com. That was it. mimirap2002 at yahoo.com. Yeah, guys, we're done. That question, my first case was in primary school. It was behind the hall. It was when I was graduating primary school. There was this boy. He was the head boy then. His name is Tolu Alakwini. I don't know where he is now, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Tolu Alakwini was the head boy. I liked this boy. You know, for this primary school here now, where we shall like each other. So after graduation, we shall carry ourselves to the back of the hall. Oh my god! And from there, went to a kiss, and I was shy and I ran away. That was my first kiss. All right, guys. I hope this was fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, let me know which of it was funny to you. Let me know if you have anything to say about any of your firsts based on these questions I've asked. I want to read from you guys. But yeah, I hope this was fun. Till next time, I remain yours sincerely, Mo. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and also to comment. Love you.